very few sequences that happen in the NBA are completely brand new. At this point in time, the NBA is so deep and rich in its history that many incredible things have already happened time and time again. But this video is about the very few exceptions. Today, we're looking at the top 5 one-of-a-kind plays of all time. Sure, certain plays are rare and impressive, like Larry Bird's over-the-backboard shot. But even though we can acknowledge that it's rare, it's still been done several times throughout history. Kobe Bryant's done it, LeBron James has done it, Drew Holiday has done it, and even freaking Clint Capella has done it too. In order to make this list, it can't just be a rare occurrence, but it has to be the only time it has ever taken place. Obviously, I'm just a basketball fan with a very finite understanding of the game's history. So if I mention a specific play and something has happened that's very similar to that play, then feel free to point it out in the comment section below, and I'll educate myself on the matter. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 5. Kobe Bryant's left-handed 3. Now I will admit, this first spot on the list is a bit shaky, because it's very likely that some other player has done this before, but I'm just not aware of it. Essentially, Kobe hit one of the most ridiculously difficult shots of all time, which occurred in 2005 in a regular season matchup against the Dallas Mavericks. Basically, Kobe was trapped in the corner with the shot clock winding down and he had very few options. So a desperate Mamba fired a spinning three-point shot with his non-dominant hand and buried it. To this day, I can't recall another player hitting a three-point shot with his non-dominant hand. Although, Steph Curry was extremely close when he made this and one play in 2021 against the Boston Celtics. It was initially credited as a 3, but the replay revealed that Steph's foot was on the line, making Kobe to this day the only player I've ever seen do it. Number 4. Rodney Rogers' 9 points in 9 seconds. One could argue that this is more of a sequence than a play, but regardless, I thought it would be cool to include on this list. Reggie Miller is famous for the time in the playoffs where he made a three-point shot, stole the ball, and then made another three-point shot to keep his Pacers in that playoff game. But in 1994, Rodney Rogers did him one better, and very few people know about it. It was a regular season matchup against the Utah Jazz, and late in the fourth quarter, the Denver Nuggets find themselves trailing by 8 points. That's when Rodney Rogers and Robert Pack go on an insane run, where they continuously steal the ball, and Rogers buries 3 separate three-point field goals in just the span of 9 seconds, which gave his Nuggets the 1-point lead. The excitement of the moment was quickly extinguished though, as the Jazz went on to make the game-winning jumper on the very next play. Despite the letdown, I'm pretty sure Rogers can claim that he's the only player to make up an 8-point deficit in just 9 seconds. Number 3. The Trailblazers' 8-point play. On February 13, 2019, the Golden State Warriors and the Portland Trailblazers were in a regular season matchup. With less than 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Blazers had the lead, and the game was still within striking distance for Golden State. This is when Portland's big man, Zach Collins, attacks the basket and gets pummeled by Draymond Green. The refs decided that this was a flagrant foul on Green, so the Blazers were awarded 2 free throws. The head coach Steve Kerr doesn't like it and proceeded to absolutely lose his mind, resulting in him getting 2 technical fouls and being ejected from the game. Then, things really started to spiral for the Warriors when Draymond started complaining to the referee and gets hit with a technical foul. Now the Blazers are awarded their 4th and 5th technical free throws. Now remember, this is all over the course of one single possession. Portland maintains possession, inbounds the ball, and the Blazers' Jake Layman hits a dagger three-point shot, making this an unprecedented 8-point play for Portland. Within the span of just a few seconds of the game's clock, the game went from being within striking distance to a complete and utter blowout. Number 2. J.R. Ryder's play of the decade. On December 22, 1994, the 5-18 Minnesota Timberwolves were up against the 12-10 Sacramento Kings. There was nothing particularly special about this matchup, as neither of these squads would go on to make the playoffs. On this bad Timberwolves team was a player named Isaiah Ryder, who had just won the NBA's dunk contest earlier that year with his iconic East Bay dunk. But this night's incredible moment wouldn't be thanks to his tremendous leaping ability, but instead it was thanks to an unreal circus shot and a tremendous amount of luck. His teammate Winston Garland threw a horrible pass that required Ryder to save the ball from going out of bounds, and what ensued was possibly the most unbelievable three-point basket in NBA history, which the game's commentators quickly declared as the play of the decade. For as long as I live, I doubt I'll ever see a shot as lucky as this one. Number 1. Vince Carter's dunk of death. It's one thing to jump clear over a defender while scoring a basket. Giannis has done that, LeBron James has done that, and even Bill Russell did that back in the 60s. But usually, they were clearing players around 6 feet tall. It's another thing entirely to completely clear a 7-foot 2-inch center on your way to a thunderous slam. That is what Vince Carter did against France in the 2000 Summer Olympics, as he absolutely immortalized the Frenchman Frédéric Weiss, for all the wrong reasons. When it comes to professional American basketball, none of us have ever seen anything quite like this in the heat of regular competition. And that's why I knew this was getting the number 1 spot the instant I decided the topic of today's video. Here's my list of honorable mentions. Should any of these specific plays have made the top 5 instead? Are there any specific plays that I forgot to include on the honorable mentions list? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.